It's time for Track Talk on News Talk 1240 WHBU and the new 103.7 FM and on Muncie's Sports Station, 102.9 FM and 1340 AM. Here's Rick and Gary with Anderson Speedway's Track Talk.
Good evening. We've got the best producer
We
in the world.
do.
He needs to be one of them guys that you know, when you have the game shows, you know, on TV or the sitcoms, they have a guy that pumps up the audience beforehand.
Is that what he
Wade
does for us? He
Stokes.
pumps us up? Is that called pumping up?
That's what he's doing.
When he told us to shut up?
He's subliminally getting us to
ready.
do what we need to do.
I got you. Okay.
Welcome to Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Gary
If you
Mong,
believe
Rick
that,
Dawson.
okay.
We are at the Mounds Mall Special Event Studio on a snowy Tuesday evening.
It is. Not really a lot on the ground, but it just keeps coming down, and then it melts, and then it comes down, and then it melts.
I just came down from the Shrine Club, and the whole parking lot's got about an inch or two on it, believe it or not. But we're here at the mall, and you can see the pavement. So
yeah, it could be worse.
It's spotty, but it's spotty within 500 yards. I suppose it could be worse.
That's
It's
exactly
going to
right.
get kind of cool this
Yes.
week. Not below zero, though. That's the good news, and not a whole lot of snow. So maybe this is winter's last shot.
Let's hope so.
Mr. Groundhog said it would be.
Although Tammy told me that her boss told her that he seen something on Facebook that the 21st of this month we're supposed to get a 20-inch snowstorm.
Oh, my gosh. Facebook is the gospel.
Yeah. So stay tuned, folks. I hope that's not true.
Oh, Facebook is the guy. If it's on Facebook, it's got to be true.
That's right.
We don't have a whole lot of racing to talk about tonight,
No.
and don't have any guests call in this evening.
Everybody's
we
just
will.
kind of getting ready. Well,
We
everybody's
will.
getting ready because I think Daytona's in full swing now. Didn't they have
It
the
is.
24-hour the weekend
Last-
we were down at?
That when we were down in Cordele,
Yeah.
they had the 24 hours. They got a week to recover, and then
This
this
weekend.
weekend is the ARCA 200 and the, what are they calling it now? Not the Bud Shootout.
Oh, the
It's
duels.
the-
And it's the duels on Thursday.
That's Thursday. I'm talking about Saturday night after the ARCA race,
Oh.
the shootout.
Oh, yes, the shootout. Gosh, I don't know what
Which
they
used
call it
to
now.
be
They call
just for the pole sitters and former winners, but now it's who you are
Yeah,
and who you kiss.
I forgot that is Saturday night.
And it looks like the weather down Daytona is going to be at least dry and 60s and 70s, so they should have some good racing
Yeah.
this weekend. It's been really cold down there.
I know in
For the ARCA
past
race.
years down there they've had some cold weather, so let's hope for them that it's warm down there. But it's unusually chilly even in Florida with talking to people that we know that's down there for the winter and stuff. And way down south, they call it cold, but it's in the low 60s, but they say that's cold. Come up here in the 20s, and we'll tell you what cold's all about.
Makes your heart bleed, doesn't
Exactly right.
it? Want to remind everyone that you still have tomorrow will be the last day to get your advance ticket packages at the track. I think it said the 9th, but since I've said that, tomorrow you can still stop out the Speedway, see Jessica, get a pack of 10 for $80 and a pack of 20 for $150. A
Great deal.
bargain.
Yes.
Had spent some time with Amy this afternoon. Listen to me. We have not been drinking, folks, I promise.
No.
And she has really been busy, and we're getting new sponsors on board and other sponsors. One in particular that's coming back and has been with us for several years is the Madison County Stormwater Partnership. And she met with those folks today. Alan Henderson's not with them anymore.
Oh, he's not.
So I don't know who Emmis is going to be this year, but Emmis the Frog will be at the Speedway.
That's
Mark
good.
my word.
That's good.
But they actually won an award, and now I don't have all the details, and we'll talk about it later on. But they actually won an award for their presence at the Speedway and how good it got the word out for their product. And it was a unique way of doing it and thinking outside the box, but they've got their word out for the Stormwater Partnership folks. So congratulations to
Yes.
them, and thank you.
Yes, and if there's potential sponsors listening to this,
Yes.
that the Speedway works for you.
It does, not only just on race night, but our whole marketing
Yes.
program is not just about a race. It's about selling your product.
Absolutely.
And we've been very successful at doing that, and it's paying dividends now.
Good.
So
Amy does a great job for us.
the folks at Double T Leather are back again as a presenting sponsor for our Armed Forces Day in June.
So she's already filling out the whole schedule already, and she
had a very good meeting. I think it was last Thursday with Mayor Tom Broderick and Alicia Cummings. I think she's not exactly what her title is, but she does PR for the city. We had a very good conversation. Tom, I've known Tom for several years. It's hard. And I know Kevin. I went to school with him, so it's hard to call him mayor, but no disrespect. Anyway,
right.
Is very, very interested, not so much in bringing himself to the spotlight, but more bringing special departments and people in the city in the spotlights. And we're working on a program possibly to get them on board for our First Responders Night this year.
Oh,
He
that'd be
really
great.
wants to spotlight the firefighters and the EMTs and the police department, as we do too.
They do a wonderful job for us.
Speedway, they're great jobs. I haven't talked to our security officers yet. I need to give Brandon a call and see, because Tony Waters, who's one of our regulars
Yes.
out there, is now the police chief.
Wow.
And Joel Sandifer, who's one of our regulars, been out there I think ever since we bought the track. He's now the major.
Wow.
And I'm
we
not
still
sure
got to
what
see
Brandon's
these folks?
doing. So, Chris Ackerman, who was mayor of Anderson, he was one of ours. So not only does the sponsors do well, but it seems as though we're good luck for a lot of our employees too.
Absolutely.
So it's just a great event. But we're working together with all those. And I actually had a call and a visit yesterday his first name is Dave, and I'm sorry I can't remember his last name, but he's actually with the Fishers Police Department. And they had been told that the Anderson Police and the county police use our facilities for what they call Evo training for their officers, and
Right.
which is where they get in the squad cars. They have more like obstacle courses set up, and speed and backing up and everything, all kinds of maneuvers to test and train the officers. And they're going to be out in the middle of April for 3 days doing that at the Speedway. So that's pretty cool.
That's always interesting to watch them do that, too.
And I'm always comfortable having police officers at the track. So,
Multiple.
yeah. Yes, and they're actually, the city uses the pits to do theirs. The county and the Fishers are probably going to use the actual track itself. And he asked, if we had a limit on speed. I guess until they go airborne, it doesn't matter. I said, you probably don't want to get crazy because those cars are expensive.
And that wall doesn't move if you hit it. And hopefully the city knows that, so if there is any issues.
We've had a mild winter as far as winters go, and if this continues, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, get Kenny right back out the track, and we can start working on the outside again.
You know me, and counting down 32 days.
Is that what it is?
Till we get on the track.
Till we practice? We
March
still
the
haven't.
12th.
I'm not giving up on getting a car on the track in February yet. Not going
you
to
had
happen
a couple
this
weekends here, or this past weekend
Last
it was
weekend.
warm. Yes.
And the weekend we were in Georgia,
Yeah.
I guess it was nice. So we're already getting calls from teams. As we spoke last week, we spent some time with Jeff Chew down in Georgia at the race, and he says if the number of calls he's getting is any indication, we're going to have a lot of cars this year. There's a lot of interest, and especially he was really talking about all the divisions, but the figure eights.
Yes.
Look like we're going to have a lot of those cars. There's several teams that are going to field more than one car. A lot of new cars being built.
Jeff, being a former racer himself from years ago, and the knowledge that he has about cars and stuff, he really brings a wealth of information knowledge to our tech.
Yeah, we got to get him on the show. Jeff.
I don't know if Jeff will talk on the show.
He's not a big talker.
He's not a big talker.
But Jeff understands the racers. I mean, he puts himself in
their position,
in their shoes, and tries to figure out how he can make it work for them. And we're just very, very thankful and lucky to have Jeff on board with us. So, along with all of our other folks, Kenny Wright, the last time I seen him, he had a knee replaced a couple of months ago, and he's doing better.
He
still gimps around. He always will.
I think he
gimped the first day I seen him, and he had his regular knees. But he's getting pretty old, so.
I think his coming November he'll be hitting the big one, big 60.
Really?
Yeah, so. But yeah, we can't do without Kenny Wright.
That doesn't seem as old as it used to me.
Because we're all starting to get close to that number, aren't we?
Hopefully we'll see it.
Well, I plan on to.
Haven't talked to Ed Faust, our race director, in a few weeks, but I'm sure he's getting geared up.
I think
want to tell all the folks that are listening, if you have any interest of being a part of our Speedway family as far as track worker, concessions, parking lot, gates, if you've got an interest in working with us this summer, stop by the track and see Jessica, give us your name, and if you got a resume, drop it off. We need to start looking because, like you said, we've only got like a month before we get on the track, and we're always looking for good folks, especially first responders, EMTs, paramedics. We cannot get enough of those.
That's right.
And the track worker, it's you can't get a much better vantage point to watch a race.
That's what I tell folks that come on board with this, because I was one of those sitting up in the stands years ago and came to you and wanted to be a part of the family, but you don't really get the full feel of it until you get on the other side of the fence there, and once you do that, you get hooked. And there's some nights when the guys come out there, we pray for very little cleanups and stuff like that. That means we've had some good racing when that happens. But there are some nights that we work our tails off, but it balances itself out. So some nights,
we even put our chaplain to work.
We do, and Larry will jump right in there with the best of them.
We got to get Larry on the show.
Yes.
We've seen David Martin down in Georgia, and looks like we're planning on something pretty big with them during the Little 500 week this year. In lieu of them going down to the big track, they've seen that our resources at our track might better serve their purpose and message. So,
and Dave, I think a broom handle might fit his hands too. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Larry's go-getter.
Yeah, he is. Larry does.
We'll get him on the show shortly.
Yes.
But I'm sure Chuck Huffman and Big Joe's Event Services are looking for some good help also this summer. So if you got any interest and want to pick up a little, some change for the summer and want to be a part of our Speedway family, please let us know, because we're always looking for good people.
We have a good time.
And our attrition's not real big at the track.
We've got guys that's been there for a long time, and all of us talk about, some of us are getting up in some years now, that some younger generation needs to start coming in behind us, because all of us, including you, can't be there forever.
That's true.
And
I'd like to make I can make this announcement, even though we haven't signed the contract, but Jared Owens, who was our intern last summer, and he's still in school down at IUPUI, but he's going to become a permanent part of the Speedway family.
That's great.
And Jared just has a wealth for someone, a young man his age, just has an insight and a wealth of knowledge and ideas, and he's going to bring a fresh, new perspective. I really think that if he had the opportunity to spend a month following me and in my shoes, he could actually sit in my chair and do what needs to be done at the Speedway. That's how much confidence and faith I've got in Jared, and so we're looking forward to having him there, along with Jessica in the office, who is very busy right now with Little 500 tickets. The tickets are in and will be mailed. We don't mail them out now because a lot of times they get lost.
Yes.
So they'll go out sometime the first of next month to all of our ticket holders. And speaking of Little 500 tickets, which sales are up this year already, and it's early, had an email last week from our friend in Australia who was here at last year's race and thought it was great and has decided to make another, I think he said, 12,000-mile trip back to the States and wants his same seats back. So that happened. Yesterday I got an email from a gentleman in London, England, who had heard about the race, went to our website, seen all about it, and wants to come to the Payless Little 500.
Isn't that amazing?
So we're all excited about that.
It's become an international race, and it's not just people that come for the big 500. They have a liking for this actual event itself, too.
And these are new folks. I mean, the folks from Australia were here last year. The gentleman from England, this is his first time here. So, and we've had folks from England and South Africa and Australia and Japan and before, but these are Good day.
Okay. Wrong country.
Yeah. That sounds like a pirate. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Anderson Speedway's Track Talk.
Honey, stop! Oh my gosh, that's Diggity's back there.
You mean the new Diggity's Frozen Treat Factory?
I heard it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about it. They have everything yummy.
Yeah, I heard they have ice cream, yogurt, custard, sorbet.
And gelato, plus fruit smoothies, and that's just the beginning.
I heard Diggity's has over 250 toppings, not 30 or 40 like those other places, and you can even get the candy to go separately.
We can eat outside on their huge patio by the fire, too.
Okay, let's see. Frozen yogurt, ice cream, custard, sorbet, and gelato with 250 toppings? Or a plain old frozen yogurt shop with limited toppings?
Diggity's it is!
Diggity's wants to cater your event. Diggity's can set up at your event inside or out and provide delicious smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, candies, and frozen treats to your guests. Diggity's is perfect for weddings, company picnics, group outings, sporting events, festivals, you name it, just call Diggity's. 765-393-0033 today for more information.
Heart attack, stroke, serious injury. A sudden health crisis can happen to anyone at any time. So when bad things happen, choose good people. St. Vincent Anderson Regional Hospital has the area's most advanced emergency care, with a state-designated Level 3 trauma center, an internationally accredited chest pain center for heart attack patients, and advanced certification for primary stroke care. We have all the resources to deliver the care you need for any serious or life-threatening emergency. St. Vincent Anderson Regional is the only emergency department in the area with an on-site helicopter. And our $27 million state-of-the-art surgery pavilion opens later this year. Bad things can happen to anyone. Thankfully, good people are ready to help. Choose emergency care from St. Vincent Anderson Regional, the spirit of caring. Visit stvincent.org/Anderson Regional to learn more.
MoFab Incorporated, where imagination is the only limitation. We serve residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers as your metals warehouse and fabrication center. We do all types of fabrication using the latest technology with unmatched speed, accuracy, and durability on any substrate. Our ornamental division handles all types of interior and exterior work, including rails, fences, gates, and more. So contact us at mofabbing.com to fabricate your dreams of tomorrow today.
You won't believe these deals? They're too good to be true. You cannot miss this special. We're going to give you so much off, you won't believe it. Actual mileage may vary. Price does not include tax, title, and license. Some assembly required. Batteries not included. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Keep in a cool, dark place. It is highly unlikely that any sentiments expressed above in any way coincide with those of it.
Wait, what'd they just say? At Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, we're not here to give you fast-talking deals. We take the time to make sure you understand what you're buying to make sure it meets your budget. If you're at Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, you're at the right place.
This program is a presentation by Anderson Speedway. The content contained in this program is that of the host and guests, and not this station.
About bad company.
You're wrong.
Rock and roll fantasy.
Oh, you're right. I think, well, you
don't think I'm right. What's the matter with you? How long have you been
Well, wait a
sitting
minute. We
in that
both
chair?
came at the same time, so you couldn't have been told.
Nope.
Tonight.
That was Bad Company, Rock and Roll Fantasy.
Wow.
You didn't have that album?
I had the 45.
The 78.
78, yeah.
We're back. Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Rick Dawson, Gary Mong. We are at the Mounds Mall Special Events Studio and want to stop right now and say hello to Aunt Jenny.
Hi, Aunt Jenny.
We're in Muncie.
Hope you're doing well.
Warm and cozy.
Yes, I'm sure she is.
And keeping them hopping over
at the Morrison Woods.
Morrison Woods.
Yes.
I understand you was talking about the other day they were over there and her son was playing pool and she decided she was hungry and just took off.
She took off.
Catch her.
They had to go catch her.
I hope
you
I
can't
have
keep
her
her down.
energy when I hope I get to her age. It's amazing. Yes. She's getting ready to be
97 in March.
97 next
yes.
month. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Well, take care of yourself, Aunt Jenny. We look forward to seeing you soon. We were talking about the Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM. Before we went to the break, we have 5 entries already and just sent them out.
And that's unusual for this early.
Brian Gerster was
deal.
the first to enter. We talked about him, I think, last week. Jeff Bloom, and I need to go back and look, but I don't know. I think this might be his 40th race.
I think he told me it was going to be number 40 this year.
And last time I seen Jeff, and he was doing a
he
whole
looked
lot
really
better,
good.
looking really good, and still had that energy that he had.
Well, I mean, look at last year. He got to, 11th or 12th. He finished. He actually was maybe 10 laps down, but he went the distance. So that tells you right there he still has it.
He'll race as long as Linda will let him. I don't think he could race with the different crew chief.
People have to come out there during practice through the week and watch Linda in the infield. She makes a spot in the infield there where she walks in a circle. She follows him as he goes around the track. She's following him, and she paces, and she just wears the grass out in one spot there where she goes around the circles. But
Jeff
they're great
will probably
people.
be the first to tell you she's probably the main reason he's had the success
Absolutely.
he has and longevity.
Absolutely, great lady.
Aaron Pierce has entered. He's not going to give up until he wins that race.
That's right.
Davey Hamilton Jr. is already entered into the race. Of course, he comes from a great bloodline
Sure
with
does.
his dad, Davey. And Jim Sheets, local driver, is entered. So we've already got 5.
Yes.
And we're still 3.5, 4 months
yes.
away. So it's going to be a great month of May at Anderson Speedway. Like I said, tickets are going very well this year. If you have reserved seats, you still got plenty of time to get those reserved, but I would do it now, especially if you're wanting to upgrade or get additional seats, get those orders in now because...
when you think about that race, Rick, it's the 68th running, the race that back in 1949 when they told Joe that he was crazy to do it, and here we are 68 years later, still doing it. Same format.
He must have been
500
nuts.
laps.
It'll never work.
Yeah, and it has, and it's getting bigger and better every year.
It's funny. I told you, the gentleman from the officer from the Fishers Police Department was there yesterday, and we were looking at the track, and I said, it's hard to believe that, the little 500. So he said, this is where they have the little 500? I said, yeah, can you picture 33 sprint cars in 11 rows?
3 abreast.
Going around. He said it's impossible.
Come and see it. You'll see that it can work.
But that's coming up on May the 28th this year. I told somebody the other day May 25th. That's what it was last year, wasn't it?
I thought it was May 29th this year.
No, it's the 28th.
It's Saturday the 28th? Okay, yeah, because the big race is on the 29th. You're right.
The big race? Really?
Well, the 100th running.
The big race?
At the big track, I should say. At the big track. That's what
it
I
is a
say.
pretty big event.
It is.
They may have a few more folks there than we do in Anderson, but I'm not sure they'll have as much excitement.
That's right.
But and also for all you young ladies out there, or maybe any girls who are between the ages of 17 and 21 who live in Madison County or attend a school in Madison County. The school can be Ivy Tech, or it can be Anderson University. It could be the high schools. It could be the preparatory academy, whatever. If you're a young lady between the ages of 17 and 21 and would like an opportunity to win a scholarship and become the Little 500 queen or princess or runner-up,
Private court, yeah.
Get your application in. You can go to our website and get that information. It's well worth, and it's really neat. You're the star of the show. At a bunch of events, over 30 events for the festival, and then, of course, at the race. And it's a lot of fun, plus it's a good way to raise some scholarship money for college.
Yes. And when you talk about the Little 500, you got the festival. You said you had a meeting here a couple weeks ago of the Little 500 Festival that goes in the full swing the 1st of May.
Got another one coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow, or for 2 weeks from Thursday, I should say. At the St. John's dining room at 11:30. Nancy Anderson is come on board with the festival, and it's even better organized, and we have more events, and it's just going to raise a lot of money for charities in the community, and it's going to be huge, just like the race.
How many years is this now?
29th.
29th.
I believe.
Okay.
It's 29th or 30th. It may be the 30th.
Okay.
I should have that information in my brain. I can remember a phone number, but I can't remember anniversaries are birthdays, like my own anniversary and my wife's birthday.
Let's don't go there.
I'm within a couple of days, so I always go with the first date. That way, if I'm
it's not
early,
like playing horseshoes. That don't count.
I want to
close.
make sure the flowers were fresh when you got them. So, talked to Danny Ernstis today with the UAW GM partnership. The folks up in Detroit are ready to go.
Good.
As a part of the Low 500, this is a huge event for them. And in addition to that, on Friday night before the race this year, we're having a huge night. Don't have all the details yet because we're
still
planning
putting it together
and putting it all together. But it's going to be a big fun time at the Speedway. We're going to raise a lot of money for March of Dimes with the UAW GM partnership and all the folks at the UAW.
And I think one of your favorite parts of the season that you usually do on the 4th of July, I think you're going to have that on that night too, aren't you?
Fireworks?
Yeah.
Got fireworks 3 times this year.
Yeah, you love fireworks.
I do. They're expensive.
I know.
I mean, you just watch. It's like watching money burn.
I know, but the track.
They're neat.
There's no other track that puts them on like we do there at Anderson.
Night before the Low 500, 4th of July, and the Saturday before Labor Day, we're having fireworks at the Speedway this year.
So plan it out.
So
be there for it. Yes.
All kinds of big events. I'm looking forward to the Glenn Nibel Classic and the Tony Elliott Classic with the non-wing sprint cars this year.
Yes.
In April and October. We've got the CRA Super Series coming in the 1st of May. I think it's like May the 5th. We always get a lot of cars for that
because
they're practicing and getting ready for the Red Bud 300 coming up in July. We've got the Vintage Modifieds coming back again this year. That's pretty
Those
cool.
were cool to see last year. They put on a great show, and they loved coming down to Anderson Speedway, and they're looking forward to it.
And speaking of Labor Day weekend, a huge, newly programmed Night of Thrills.
So stay tuned.
That's going to be fun. And then, of course, in October, we got the Paint the Night Pink again. Some exciting news coming out for it here a little later. And we're also going to have a Stock Car Festival
Bringing
again.
it back, yes.
So that's going to be fun. All we need is Mother Nature's cooperation, and we're going to have a big time at Anderson Speedway this year.
And I think Turkey Bash, we're going to move it up earlier. Just
First Saturday in November.
To be safe.
You watch. The last 3 years, it's been nice. I think it's been in the 60s.
Yes.
We'll have a foot of snow.
The optimist that you are.
And the Saturday after Thanksgiving, it'll be beautiful. Yeah. But we're going to do it earlier this year. That gives us a little lead time. We do have to
reschedule it. Yes.
So that's it in a nutshell for the schedule this year.
But, you talk about all the different kinds of cars that you're going to see this year, from open wheel to legends to roadsters, street stocks, thunder cars. I mean, we're going to have the gamut.
And as far as Track Talk's concerned, we're working on scheduling a lot of names to be on our show later on this month and during the racing season. So you want to stay tuned. We'll try to get the word out beforehand so you know to listen to it. And if not, we've always got the tape show on our website. That is up on, I think Amy says those are usually up by Friday. So, again, tomorrow's the last day. Get those advance tickets. Go see Jessica out the Speedway. We appreciate you spending the time with us this evening. We'll be back again, same time, same stations next week. For Gary Mong, I'm Rick Dawson. Have a great night, and we'll see you at the track.
Tune in next Tuesday night for another edition of Anderson Speedway's Track Talk on News Talk 1240 WHBU and the new 103.7 FM, and on Muncie's Sports Station 102.9 FM and 1340 AM. And for more information on Anderson Speedway, go to andersonspeedway.com.